And last question. Yo, I got the Prosperity Magic by S. Connolly. Yo, that shit is kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird the way it's put out. It's talking about put some blood on the like, you know what I mean? The pendulum. Like, and also it's like all these spirits are in different books, but some are not explained. Like, I think I said this before. Some are not explained the way each book are saying it. So it's like, is it like I can just go read S. Connolly book and then go into Demons and Magic, use that invocation and use it for the same purpose that was said in S. Connolly's book?
Bingo. So that's what I mean by reading in between the lines, especially when it comes to these Goetic spirits. They all do similar things, but they've done different things for different magicians. Like when I was talking to Alicia, Shax, his description is more about he helps present you with gifts or something. But for me, he kind of showed me a psychedelic experience. That's not written in any book. That's my experience. But if you can read between the lines, you can see where it connects. The description of King Payman doesn't say anything about giving you confidence. But everybody that I've talked to that worked with King Payman, he works with confidence. So just kind of see in between the lines, because every magician, they come about it differently. I always ask why. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think that she would say you'd have to put blood on the sigil? Like, what comes to mind for you? Why do you think that she would say that?
And if you're not comfortable with that, what can you do to substitute that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you this question now. Like, why do you think that she would say you have to use blood on that sigil?
To make a connection, I guess.
Okay, that's one reason.
How
do you get blood out of your body?
You cutting yourself.
So what's that process? Like, what's happening psychologically with you if you have to cut yourself and spill blood?
Oh, shit. You make kind of like a trauma base, I guess.
Bingo. So what do I say? The 3 things of affecting the subconscious mind.
Shit. Trauma, repetition, and symbols.
There you go. So you got the sigil, which is a symbol. Repetition, that's the ritual. The trauma of cutting yourself and spilling blood. That shit hurts. It's scary. It's weird. It makes you feel like you're doing something dark and mystical. That all comes into play.
God damn. I don't feel like cutting myself, to be honest.
So maybe there's a different way that you can induce the trauma aspect. Or if you're not comfortable with trauma, maybe there's a way that you can focus more on the repetition of it.
So basically the main point is to, however you can get those 3 things, use it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's how I could eventually, not saying I will, or maybe I will, make my own and show different ways that I did it to get to that.
Yes.
To connect with that spirit. Oh, okay. So do your own thing and you'll find your own way.
Right, but at the same time, do study and see how they did it so you can understand why they did it. That's why I have all these different Goetia books, so I can see why these authors chose to do it that way.
Oh. Okay,
Can you imagine why some people, they just pick up one book and try to do it that one way, and sometimes it don't work, or they go off the crazy end and start worshiping a demon or whatever, because they don't have to understand it. They're just following what somebody else said. And that's not what I teach. I don't teach you to follow what I say. I teach you to go read these books and get your own experience with it.
And do it for yourself and bring back your experience so we can connect it.
Bingo.
Copy. I bet. You know what? I'm gonna start doing me, man, and trust in what I want to do. I think that's a lesson I've learned this week as well.
Yeah.
Because every time I did something that wasn't my idea or somebody else's influence, it ended up fucking me up. Like, for example, a basic one was my haircut. Like, someone influenced me to do that. And I trusted him because, he probably thought that was a good cut for him. But that's probably not a good cut that I thought I wanted. And guess what? That shit fucked me up, man. I didn't like it. So,
lesson learned.
For real.
So that's a real world example for you, because you were asking, what's this got to do with real life? You apply the psychic stuff to real life. That's a perfect example.
Oh, shit.
Maintain your frame. Be ever vigilant. Exert your influence. Always be leading.
Damn, man, that's crazy. I wrote that in one of my notes because I wrote a whole bunch of notes. I have a whole bunch I wrote, but I had to comprise it down because it's like, am I draining myself by explaining all this? Is all this necessary to talk about? You know what I mean?
The mind is complicated. We need logic, but we also need abstract. We need both. It's just a balance. Because the other key thing is we can talk about it all day, but you got to get your own experience.
You don't learn nothing without taking action. Knowledge means nothing without action.
There you go.
Copy.
Knowledge means nothing without application. And the knowledge that you practice is the knowledge that you remember. That's why when I learn some shit about magic, I try to use it ASAP.
Bet. Yo, thanks, Trav. I tried to ask all these questions before, but there was a lot of back and forth. But I appreciate you taking time out to answer this.
I appreciate you, man. This helps me too. And to be honest,